Hello guys, I hope you're doing well. I thought I'd do a bit of a review slash first impressions of the new vegan Wilkinson's makeup range. Now it's all between about £1 and £5, which is pretty cheap. So I thought I'd get a couple of bits, have a little play around, see what I think. I've got some favourites and I've got some things that I'm not that excited by, but I did buy everything with my own money. So I'll try and sort of give you my take on it, and then you can see if you want to go and try out yourselves. Okay, here we go. Okay guys, so this is what I got. I got a skin tint in Fair. I got a pore minimizing primer, the illuminating foundation in Porcelain. Also got these three palettes. This one is a lovely sort of blue toned palette. This is the green and this is the red. So I think these are about £2.50 each, but I will link them all down below. Please excuse my nails. So this is called Smoky Blue. This one is called Envy. And this one is called Red Carpet Glam. So I've swatched everything on my arm for you so you can see a bit easier. I did try swatching on my face earlier and it just didn't come up very well, so I think this is an easier way to show you. I also got these three eyeliners, so I just got the pencil, I don't even know what you call these, you know, the ones where you twist it and the pencil comes up, one of those, and I got the pen as well, which is like this. There we go. Okay, so let's go for the swatches. So this one I bought because I thought it might be a nice sort of CC cream just for day-to-day wear rather than wearing a heavy foundation all the time. But it's a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. So I have quite pale skin. This is after it's oxidized as well, so it's gone even a bit darker than it was when I initially put it on. This is just on my arm, and my arm is probably the most tan part of me as well. So that is the skin tint, and it has actually got quite a heavy coverage because that's going over a black tattoo there, you can see. Next to it is the Porcelain foundation, which is a lot nicer sort of skin tone wise. This is a bit more like what my face is like. My face is lighter than my arm. And then this is the concealer. The concealer was almost the same colour as the foundation when it went on, but it's kind of, as it's dried and oxidized, it's gone a sort of more yellowy colour, so do bear that in mind if you're going to get these. Price point wise, I mean, they're really cheap and they're vegan, so I think it's worth a go if you can afford to get them and give them a go. But yeah, I wouldn't get the skin tint, way too dark for me. Probably wouldn't get the concealer again. I might get the foundation at a push though. Okay, so let's move on to the palettes. So I'm going to start with the blue palette that I showed you earlier. So it's called Smoky Blue. There we go. So starting at the top, this is the first colour. Payoff's not great, but it could be nice for like the inner corners of your eye. Going down to a nice kind of steel grey. The blue is coming up quite black on screen, but it is quite a dark blue. So that would be really nice actually. I think the colour payoff for this was really, really nice and quite rich. Then you've got a sort of, almost a brownie, sort of a shimmer, brown shimmer. Then you've got a kind of grey colour, and then this is supposed to be black, but it's come out as a kind of dark grey, more so than a black. And a few of them have got shimmer in, as you can see. Now moving on to the Envy palette, which is this one here. These I was quite disappointed with. The colour payoff was not good at all. So we'll start at the very top. That's the top one, you can barely even see it. It's just come out as a kind of shimmer, which is this one. Oh, sorry, no, that one there. There we go. That, as you can see, I've used quite a bit of the pan just trying to get some of the colour onto my skin, but it's not done a lot. It's just more sparkle than anything else. Same with the next one really. Then the very, very dark one is the third colour in the palette. This one here. Then you've got the nice teal. That's come out quite nicely. That's nice. Probably use that again. And you've got this kind of brownie gold, which I'm not a great fan of. And then there's sort of brownie gold underneath it again, really. I mean, they've come out very, very similar colours, the last two. They've almost kind of melded together. You can barely even see where the difference is. So, not a great fan. I mean, I'd get that just for the teal, probably, just as I would probably get the smoky blue one just for that dark blue. But there we go. So this is probably my favourite palette. This is the Red Carpet Glam palette. And as you can see, the colour payoff on this is a lot better. So you've got this beautiful red, really deep red, then more of a kind of blood red. This glitter is insane. It's quite hard to apply because it is just really packed in there, as you can see. It feels more like scooping glitter out than an eye shadow, but as you can see, I can still do a swipe with it, so it's okay. Then you've got the next one down. It's kind of more of a shimmery red, I guess. And then you've got this brown, which has got kind of speckles of white in, which is this one here, you see. And then you've got this nice taupe at the end. So I definitely get this palette again, and I'm glad that I had the foresight to actually buy 2 of this palette. I only bought 2 of this palette. I didn't buy 2 of any of these, so I kind of knew in my head that I prefer this one. Okay, so let's go on to the pencils. Okay, so I've swatched the pencils for you. So the first one is just the bog standard pencil, kohl pencil. It's a bit hard, to be fair, and it's not that cold in the flat. So yeah, I mean, I'd use this just as a bog standard eyeliner. Probably wouldn't use it to try and line my waterline because I feel like you'd have to really kind of push on your eye, which isn't good. The next one along is even harder, to be honest. This was really, really hard to get out. I had to, like, you can see I'm pushing quite hard on this and it's not budging, which isn't great for sort of colour payoff and not wanting to squish your eye. And again, the felt liner. The felt liner is probably my favourite. I did actually try drawing some eyebrows on with this earlier and it worked better than it looks like it did on my arm. So it was quite hard to get the colour out on the arm, on my eyebrow, because I am a goth. So I do, you know, use black eyeliner and gel and things like that for my eyebrows. It was a lot nicer, but yeah, I'd say probably my favourite thing out of everything I bought would be the red eyeshadow palette. I did in fact buy a translucent powder as well, which is this one here. Now, I tried to swatch this, but obviously, being a translucent powder, you're not going to see a great deal. But the powder fallout, just from getting a brush, is insane. Like, you gotta, look, it's, I don't know what I was expecting, but it says it's a pressed powder, but it is very, very, very loosely packed. So, yeah, I mean, it goes on fine, but it gets everywhere. It buffs out to kind of nothing, you can see. Obviously I've got glitter all over me from the eyeshadow, but it buffs out to pretty much nothing, which is what you want with a translucent powder. Oops, excuse my fingers. But yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend that. I'd say out of their new collection, I'd recommend the eyeshadow palette, and also the primer is really, really nice. It's hard to sort of swatch a primer because obviously it just looks like clear primer, but it goes on really well, very easily. It is a silicone-based primer, I believe, so I get on quite well with silicone-based primers. If you do, I'd definitely give this a look as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that I don't know how to speak today. Don't know what's up with me. But yeah, I hope this was helpful for some of you, at least for the eyeshadow swatches alone, because they do really look quite beautiful in the containers, but the colour payoff for these two, apart from the teal and the blue, not great. This one, a lot better, I think. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you are well. Please take care and stay safe, and I will see you next time. If you do have any ideas for videos or requests or anything like that, please do leave a comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you do want to hear what I'm doing, then hit the notification bell as well. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.